Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel's Making with Marilyn. Now I do all things crafty, but on today's video, I'm going to use the materials you see right here. Now this is just a really inexpensive little galvanized sign that I got at the Dollar Tree store. They had other shapes, they had some other metal things. Really, right now, I think they have some super cute things for us crafters. Now I got this box. It has 12 rolls of permanent vinyl, and each roll is 12 inches wide by 5 feet long, and I received this to try out by this company, HTV Ront. They also sent me some transfer tape. Now I've used the transfer tape and I actually love it, but I haven't used this yet. So I'm going to try it in today's product and I'll let you know what I really think about it. I saw that they had this on Amazon today for $34.99, but they also had a $6 coupon. So you could get the 12 rolls for about $28.99, so long as that coupon's still applicable. All right, let's look at the colors in here. I think I just want to go with plain black. All right, so it comes with some beautiful basic colors. Your red, blue, white, yellow, see, green, orange, silver, white, another darker kind of metallic silver, and then black. And I missed this gold. I just want my words to really stick out, so I'm going to use this black. So let's jump over onto the computer, pick a design, and then we'll have the Cricut cut this. Now here's one thing, they used tape on this, so there's a little bit of a residue here. So what I've done is I've just sprayed some alcohol on the top, and that came off just fine. But I don't like the fact that you do have to use something on the vinyl to get rid of it. It might be something you're willing to overlook for the price and as much as you get, but it is just a little bit of an annoyance. So before we jump into Cricut Design Space, I wanted to find a design from Creative Fabrica, and this is what I've come up with. Now, if you haven't heard of Creative Fabrica, it's a site where you can buy designs one at a time, or you can have a membership with unlimited access. All right, so I'll click on Download. Then I'm going to go ahead and open my downloads and take a look at what comes with the file. Okay, so here's the download. Let's see what it has. Okay, the only thing I really want is the SVG. So I'm going to drag that to my desktop. And then I'll just close out of this. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's go ahead and open Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go to New Project, Upload, Upload Image. Then I can either say Browse and go look for it, or I can just find it on my desktop and drag it over. Since it's an SVG, there's nothing to trace. I just say Upload. Now that it's in my uploads, I'll click on it and I'll say Add to Canvas. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and click on Shapes, and then I'm just going to have a rectangle to represent my metal sign. Now I know that it is 9 inches wide, and then I need to unlock this because it's only 4.3 inches tall. All right, let's go ahead and turn that a light color so I can see better. Then I'll click on my design and I'll go right up here to Arrange and I'll say Bring to Front. All right, so I'll put it up here, see how it looks, and of course it's too big right now. I'm going to keep the proportions locked, but I'll just drag this to make it smaller. And really that's not bad. There will be the excess metal up here, so it wouldn't look quite as compact or like it's taking up the whole thing because there's extra metal up here. I am going to go just a little bit smaller though. And I think I'll call that good. So now I can go ahead and delete my rectangle. Now look, this all appears to be, well, it's separate pieces. Let's see if it's at least grouped. Okay, it is grouped. Let's see what would happen if we say make it. Do I need to attach it? I sure do. That's a mess. So to make sure that everything cuts the way you see it, I'll select everything and I'll say attach. So now I'll say make it, continue, and this is adhesive vinyl. I'm just going to click vinyl and I'm ready to cut. Okay, so it looks like it cut well, but time will tell. And then, so I don't waste vinyl, I'm going to go ahead and cut pretty close to the design. Then also I wanted to let you know this fell out of the box when I was putting the rolls back in there. So it comes with one of these little scraper type tools. Okay, now weeding regular vinyl is very different than HTV. And the reason I say that is with HTV, you can just pull and stretch, and if your extra HTV falls back down on your project, no problem, it's not going to stick. But with adhesive vinyl, if some of this that you're pulling up accidentally falls down on top of your project, you can have a big issue. So what I like to do to keep that from happening when I'm using regular adhesive vinyl, which really isn't all that often, but when I am, I like to weed some, then I like to cut away my excess. And to me, that's the safest way not to have it fall back down on my project. Now when I'm weeding this, first of all, I'm just kind of pulling back over itself. And I'm going to go slowly because if I see something is still attached to the excess vinyl, like if your machine didn't quite cut all the way through in an area, I would lay it back down, rub it against the backing, and then try it again. All right, let's see how this fits on my piece of metal. Okay, that's going to be just fine. So with this time, I need to go ahead and take some transfer tape, place it over the top, and then peel the vinyl up with the transfer tape. Now I do want to have just a tiny bit extra that'll go above this carrier sheet, or I'm sorry, that'll go above the design. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. Okay, so let me make sure I have enough, and I do. Now, to attach this to my vinyl, I'm just going to start over on one side and get it where you can see it. Make sure that it's attached, and then I'm going to pull away the backing as I smooth it out with my left hand. Then I want to push down with this scraper thing so that the vinyl attaches to this transfer paper or to this transfer tape. Then another tool you can use for that is your brayer. Okay, so sometimes this can be a little tricky. So if it gets tricky, I'm going to show you what I do. Well, I'll show you what I do regardless. But I'm going to grab what was originally attached to the vinyl. So the backing of the vinyl. And I'm going to try to pull it almost like straight back that way. And while I do, I'm kind of pushing down with my fingers. And once you get started, it's easier. But you're kind of pushing down on your vinyl and pulling back at the same time. Okay, so see where, let me just pull it up so you can see. See where it's still attached to the backing? Here's another thing you can do. So I'm really pushing down hard on the back of my carrier sheet, or the vinyl backing, and then I'm pulling the backing back at the same time. And because I'm pushing down with this thing, it's holding the vinyl down, but yet I can pull the backing off. Hopefully that made sense. Basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling this against my scraper while I'm pushing down hard on the table with my scraper. Okay, so now I have a piece of wax paper, and the reason I wanted a little bit of extra of the transfer tape up here is I'm going to have that peeking off the wax paper. Okay, now here's why I did that. I want to figure out where my design goes. And you can see through the wax paper well enough to kind of get a good idea of where you should be. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I hope it looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold my design in place, and then my excess transfer tape, I'm going to go ahead and press that down. So now I can kind of pull this back and then peel away my wax paper. Now if I'm lucky, none of these letters will attach to my wax paper. But if they do, there's a way to detach them from that as well. Well, I was kind of hoping maybe one would so I could show you, but basically, if one of them attaches to the wax paper, you're just going to push on the wax paper, press it back down onto the transfer tape, and then remove the wax paper. Kind of like you do when you're watching for it to come up with the carrier sheet. You just set it back down, rub on it, and then you're fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just lay this down. Rub on it with this thing so that it adheres to the metal. Then at a real steep angle, just like before, I'm going to pull this away. Now I see that my littlest circle didn't stay stuck down, and the E started to come up as well. So just like before, I'm going to press through this, get it to adhere down, and keep going. Usually a big trick on this is just really pull straight back. You're not pulling up, you're pulling back. Now I can reuse this. So I'm going to set it back down on its backing and set it aside. All right, there it is, and it actually went on very smooth. I do see a little bubble right here. Let's see if I can press that out with my finger. You don't want to push directly onto the vinyl. You want something like this wax paper over it to protect it. Now that is really cute. So for my $1.25 and then just a little bit of adhesive vinyl, that's going to look great. Thanks so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, then tap the bell and select the all notifications so that YouTube lets you know anytime I upload new content. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or just want to show some general support, leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks again, and until my next video, bye-bye.